If you are looking to really get to know the city of Florence, Italy, you will want to visit the Piazza del Duomo, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that is Florence's pride and joy and biggest attraction. Hi, I'm Holly, and this is Manny. I work in model and talent development and fashion photography, and Manny works in motion graphics. And together, we have a passion for traveling, food, and we just can't help ourselves to capture it all on camera. The best way to visit it is by purchasing the Brunelleschi Pass. This is a pass that you will want to purchase in advance because it will sell out, and they will ask for not only a specific date, but a specific time as well. The beauty of the Brunelleschi Pass is that it includes access to all monuments of Piazza del Duomo, allowing a complete experience with a single ticket. The Baptistry of San Giovanni, Giotto's bell tower, Brunelleschi's dome, the Opera del Duomo Museum, and the ancient basilica of Santa Reparata. The monuments included in Brunelleschi's Pass can be visited within 3 calendar days from the date selected without time constraints. The Florence Cathedral, formerly the Santa Maria del Fiore, was designed by Arnolfo di Cambio and is the 3rd largest church in the world after St. Peter's in Rome and St. Paul's in London, and was the largest church in Europe when it was completed in the 15th century. It is 153 meters long, 90 meters wide at the crossing, and 90 meters high from the floor to the bottom of the lantern. The 3rd and last cathedral of Florence, and was dedicated to Santa Maria del Fiore, the Virgin of the Flower, in 1412, a clear allusion to the lily, the symbol of the city of Florence. The first stone of the facade was laid on the 8th of September 1296 by Arnolfo, but he passed away in 1310. Giotto was appointed master of the works in 1334, but he devoted most of his time to the erection of the bell tower, and he died 3 years later. His post was filled by Andrea Pisano until 1348, the year of the Black Death, which slashed the city's population from 90,000 to 45,000. Work continued despite constant interruptions, until a competition was finally run in 1367 and won by 4 architects and 4 painters. The cathedral sat for multiple years, half finished, with no top. On the 19th of August, 1418, an architectural design competition for erecting the dome happened. The 2 main competitors were 2 master goldsmiths, Lorenzo Ghiberti and Filippo Brunelleschi, the latter of whom was supported by Cosimo de' Medici. Ghiberti had been the winner of a competition for a pair of bronze doors for the baptistry in 1401, and there was lifelong competition between the 2. Brunelleschi won and received the commission. The commission was paid entirely by Cosimo de' Medici, and work on the dome began in 1420 and finished in 1436. Via Cosimo de' Medici's invitation, the cathedral was consecrated by Pope Eugene IV on the 25th of March, 1436, the first day of the year according to the Florentine calendar. It was the first octagonal dome in history to be built without a supporting structure. The dome consists of 2 distinct domes, one internal, more than 2 meters thick, with a deeper angle than the other and consisting of large arches held together by ribs and made of bricks arranged in a herringbone pattern. And the second, the external dome, which is covered with terracotta tiles and marked by 8 white marble ribs. It was one of the most impressive projects of the Renaissance. With its 45.5 meters of diameter and a total height of more than 116 meters, the dome is the largest masonry vault in the world. The internal vault of the dome was frescoed by Giorgio Vasari and Federico Zuccari with an enormous Last Judgment, partly inspired by the mosaics of the Baptistry, the largest mural in the world. To climb to the dome of the Duomo, visitors are required to climb 463 steps, and it's tight quarters. No lifts are available, and it will take between 45 minutes to an hour. The Florence Duomo was actually built over a second cathedral, which early Christian Florence had dedicated to Santa Reparata. After a major archaeological dig beneath the Duomo from 1965 to 1973, it brought to light the remains of the old Basilica of Santa Reparata, the most tangible evidence of early Christianity in Florence. And believe it or not, the remains of 4 ancient churches were found, the original basilica and 3 rebuilds. And during the excavation campaign, one other thing was found: the tomb of Filippo Brunelleschi. Opened in 1974, the opportunity to visit the Santa Reparata. Today, you can take the stairs on the south side in the present Duomo down to the archaeological remains of the city's earlier cathedral. Generally, the visit takes about 20 minutes. Decked out in white, red, and green marble, like the cathedral adjacent to it, the majestic square bell tower, considered to be the most beautiful campanile in Italy, and probably designed more for decorative than for functional purposes, was begun by Giotto in 1334. By the time Giotto died in 1337, he had completed only the first part of his bell tower, and left in the hands of multiple others to finally be completed in 1359. Sculptures were carved on the inside by Donatello, and the originals can now be seen in the Opera Museum for conservation purposes. There are 414 steps in the bell tower, and it takes you between 45 minutes to an hour to complete. The Florence Baptistry, also known as the Baptistry of San Giovanni, is one of the oldest churches in Florence. Located in the front of the city's cathedral, the Church of Santa Maria del Fiore. The baptistry was of importance because back in the day, you could not go inside the main cathedral, the Santa Maria del Fiore, unless you were baptized. The Florentines of the Middle Ages believed that the baptistry was an ancient building, dating back to the Roman period of the city, a pagan temple transformed into a church. With an octagonal plan entirely covered with slabs of white and green Prato marble, the baptistry is covered by a dome with 8 segments resting on the perimeter walls, masked on the outside by the elevation of the walls above the arch of the second level and by a squashed pyramid roof. The monument we see today is the result of the extension of a primitive baptistry dating back to the 4th or 5th century. As you enter the building, the first thing that catches your eye is the precious mosaic of the dome, one of the largest in the world for the time, and the interior mosaic decoration dates back to the 13th century and was carried out by Tuscan mosaicists by the artists of the new Florentine school of painting. The baptistry was also embellished with 3 beautiful bronze doors, the most famous by Ghiberti and known by Michelangelo as the Gate of Paradise. The original is now visible in the Opera del Duomo Museum. The visit to the baptistry will take between 15 to 30 minutes. Founded in 1891 but radically renovated in 2015, the Opera del Duomo Museum, which is accessible from the Piazza del Duomo, is 6,000 square meters of surface and consists of 28 rooms on 3 floors, and found are the original preserved masterpieces of this famous piazza from such artists such as Michelangelo, Donatello, Brunelleschi, Ghiberti, and countless others. From the ground floor, the exact spot where Filippo Brunelleschi had his headquarters, and here also where Michelangelo carved the David, to over 750 works of art covering 720 years of history. The museum is a must-see, and so much to see. You'll want to give yourself at least a minimal of an hour to walk around. But just a note, it is closed the first Tuesday of each month. With a concentration of beauty, faith, art, and history, that's why a visit to the Piazza del Duomo is a must. And one last thing, there is a dress code for the cathedrals. It will be listed on your ticket, so just make sure that you pay attention to that. See you next time.